Hi, I'm John Gross, and this segment is underway. I'm calling this story, What Happens When You Feel Like a Bowl Full of Nothing. I was a TV sports reporter in Detroit for 12 years, and schools would call and ask you if I could do a speech. I'll never forget a 6th grade graduation speech in inner city Detroit. The program started, and 5 minutes later, all 200 students stood on a riser. They'd memorized a poem. But they didn't only memorize it. They put it in their heart. Gives me goosebumps when I think of it. If you think you're beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you've already lost. For out in the world we find success begins with a person's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you've already lost. For out in the world we find success begins with a person's will. It's all in the state of mind. Everybody jumped up and gave them a long standing ovation. After Channel 7 in Detroit, I decided to be a full-time motivational speaker at grade schools. And believe me, it wasn't only me. I also took a state champion guitar player and a world champion impressionist. We usually would give 4 or 5 assemblies. I remember the one that I think was the best we ever gave. And after the last assembly, a girl came up to me, a 5th grader, and she told me, "You know, I heard your first hour, and I snuck out of detention to hear you again. You're good." I said, "Well, thank you." And then she said, "Can you help me?" And I said, "I'll try." She says, "I get really bad grades. I don't have any friends. I'm in detention all the time. And my dad used to take drugs. He'd take me with him every time. And one night he took an overdose and died." And then she started to cry and she told me, "Sometimes I feel like a bowl full of nothing." I only had a couple minutes. And after that, I started thinking the people that could really help that little girl are teachers. So I spent a lot more time on teacher in service speeches. I'll never forget one. It was at Ypsilanti, Michigan on the last day of school. Last day of school for the kids and the teachers. So they all start to file in. They're laughing as they walk in. They got a positive attitude as they walk in. It's an hour-long speech. Seems like 15 minutes just flies by. I tell any kind of joke or story, they'll laugh. I ask for a volunteer. Almost every hand goes up. But I noticed over to the left, there's a clump of teachers that don't even smile when I say my best stuff. Oh, see, what am I doing wrong? Speech gets over, get a standing ovation. Teachers start to come down to talk to me, and the first teachers there are the 6 or 7 that never even smile. And a lady says, "John, we really needed to hear that. Thank you." Another teacher said, "It was great. We loved it." I said, "You loved it?" "Oh, yeah, we loved it." Then another teacher said, "John, we were pink-slipped. We were fired because of budget cuts just before your speech." And all of a sudden I realized why they were the way they were. Why they felt like a bowl full of nothing. Many times, like that little girl, the person who needs a smile the most is the one who deserves it the least. But other people, like your children or people at work, might be feeling like a bowl full of nothing. You can see it just by body language. When you see it, I challenge you to fill their bowl with compassion and self-esteem. Now you're wondering, why would I start with a cowbell? Cowbells have been used for 5,000 years. This is a tease because I want you to watch the next segment when I talk about the cowbell. Thanks for watching. I'm John Gross. 5:30. I'm buying it.